It seems to be.
I've started the recording now, but he started it. So I can also record. I was not able to record it earlier.
Okay. Check. Sana, since you are host, you can actually enable multiple recording if that's the case.
All right.
Okay. So that, right. In case if there is any problem with the recording, anybody can start recording. Okay.
All right.
All right. So please continue. Sorry.
All right. So yeah, my question is there, Ms. Reena, that you can answer that. Was it the Louvre experience or was there any other motivational aspect involved in it, in your journey?
At that time, I really can't say much. I can't pinpoint. I can only say there was a lot of pull towards arts I had. And the initiation was definitely Louvre only. And because that gave me looking at art in such an enormous place with such enormous collection was an eye opener. And I was surprised that, I never got to see a gallery entire my childhood. So when I started exploring what is there in New Delhi or what is there in other cities, and I realized there are many galleries. There are some museums which are arts museum, because we have, of course, from schools, we used to go to some museum, but not arts museum. So that was an eye opener for me. But that time I was not very clear what was the push and what was the attraction. But there was a whole lot of, you can imagine that my parents did not speak with me for almost 2 years because I left a career and they felt I am actually committing suicide by getting into something like this. So it was a big attraction, I would say. But I would also say that once I got into it, then it was not just being an artist in my mind, because then I got attracted more towards the arts management. And fortunately for me, there was the Art in South Asia fellowship that was introduced to me by somebody, that I should apply there to know more about arts management, because there is no school of arts management. There is no course of arts management in India or around surrounding countries. So I applied for it, and in the first attempt itself, I got the fellowship. That was a turning point in my life, because that was a 15 days of rigorous arts management residency, coupled with 1 month of secondment in either UK or in Germany. So I chose UK, and I actually was fortunate that I got to know somebody. And again, I said I was good at talking with people, and they helped me, and I was really open that this is something I want to do. So I got my secondment was in actually 4 museums. So from Tate Modern to Manchester Art Gallery, Manchester Museum, and Tate Britain. There were 4 or 5 places where I got to do the secondment, and that was an eye opener for me. The kind of programming that was being done, there was a lot of focus on the diversity and inclusion, community-based program. So that was an eye opener for me through this fellowship that I did. And after that, of course, I would say that I understood the value of not just arts management, but also that application of art. So art is not something which is only hung on the wall or decorated on in your drawing room. It is something that has an application, I realized, because you can use art with communities for empowerment, for self-expression, because there are many marginalized communities who do not get any kind of expression, and they're sidelined. Art is a very important tool. So when I got to know about these aspects of arts, the application part of arts, that is something that changed entire thinking of mine. And then the interest grew from being just an artist to being somebody who can actually connect and make a lot of bridges between different aspects of our own life and society. So this is, I think, I can best answer your question.
Yeah, actually, I myself have experienced, I can relate it to your journey, because in those days, there were times when parents were not encouraging their kids to choose arts, and if they are not good in anything, they were just throwing it, or not throwing it, they were just asking them to, okay, do arts. If you can't do anything, just do arts. So that was their dimension or their way of thinking. But now it has been changed, as now the parents are also encouraging their kids to choose what they want to do and what they love to do, and it's never too late to choose your passion in which you are more interested, in which you are most interested in. So that's what I have experienced, that it's never too late to follow your dreams, follow your heart, whatever is the instinct which tells you this is the right direction, just follow it. No matter about the money, about things, how you are going to bear your expenses. So those are all the later stages which comes in your life. So yeah, I can totally relate to it. So yeah, what I also wanted to ask you about, what kind of or what type of art do you portray, as you are also a practicing artist now? So, and we would love to see your work as well. If you have some images, please do share it with us.
So I started, of course, with painting, but I am now moved towards sculptures. So I find it more, I would say it's more tangible, because you actually use your hands to with the clay, and that experience, the tangible experience is something that I like more. So I've moved towards sculptures in terracotta. And also I have done a lot of live painting, which means I have done in the presence of audience along with musicians. I have done painting. So there also I use a lot of tangible material. I am somebody who uses a lot of emotions when I am expressing through my art. So I am not somebody who can work in detail for hours together, but I am somebody who just throws myself, that whatever is there in me, onto the canvas or onto the sculpture. So that is something that who I am. But at the same time, art is a very slow process for me, because I am not earning my livelihood through selling of art. I am more working my livelihood as well as my passion by working with communities, by working towards the application of arts, like as an arts administrator, arts director. So my there are very two clear aspects about me. One that tells me that I can do art myself, and second is that I can use art as a tool and work for the benefit of the arts on the whole, and also for the artists as well. Like in Kolkata Center for Creativity, we are presenting lots of young and mid-career artists. There are fellowship programs, there are emerging artist platforms, there are laboratories, so they can experiment over there within that theme that is given to them. So there is a lot of work around that I'm doing. So when I'm working with these programs, that is also something I would say like an expression of art for me, because there I'm making art in my mind and I'm creating things, because art is about creations. I'm creating things. So for me, art is beyond just any artwork. For me, it is a much larger plethora of things that you can do around arts. Similarly, when there is writing involved in any kind of curation, that is also an expression of art for me, because there is so much of reading that is involved. Art, wherever now I see that there is not just one art piece that we have to look at, but we have to look at the everything around that art piece, in which situation the artist made it, what was the journey of artist who made it. So there are a lot of things around art that I look at, and not just art on the whole as a piece. Like for example, I'll tell you just recently with a cohort of mine that I met in the Australia Leadership Program. We both worked in a project where he's based in Australia. So there were children who have autism from Kolkata and from Melbourne. In a 6 months long project, we worked with them, where they wrote themselves, sung themselves, and performed themselves a hip hop song. So that is something which is a power of art for me. And when these children saw the final outcome of this performance that they had done, once it was edited and all, they were all so much in tears, because they are marginalized, because they have autism, so they're not part of the mainstream society. And when the pandemic happened, imagine when people who were not marginalized were also feeling, isolated, depressed, and so many other problems. There was domestic violence, there was child abuse happening. So that time these children were totally sidelined because they just could not go out of their house because there were so many restrictions of you have to wear a mask, you have to wash your hand, and obviously there are many problems attached with when you have autism. So they got a very big tool of expression. So when they saw themselves as hip hop artists, they were all in tears and they were so much moved because they never felt so important. Nobody actually showed them on a live screen like a Shah Rukh Khan and a Salman Khan in India. So that was something that is a power of art for me. So for me, art is not just an art piece, because when I'm creating through this program, when we created a hip hop song, that is also art for me, because there is somebody else is creating it, but at the same time, that is art for me. That's my art because I initiated that project. So that is also my art. I consider it as part of my art. So I'll maybe look for, if I by chance have it with me, and I can show you this hip hop performance. Just give me a moment.
We can't see it. I guess you have to share your screen.
Yeah, I will. I'm just opening I'm just finding that I have. Yeah, I have it ready. I will wait. Yeah, I'm just sharing it. Can you just enable the sharing screen?
Can you share it now?
Yeah. Let me just do the sound also.
They've been faced with some disastrous stopping earlier, loss of wickets, pressure back on.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, I'll play it.
And that is the Pakistan Bangabandhu PTL Trophy. The crowd simply be
তোমরা কেমন আছো সবাই? তোমরা কেমন আছো? লকডাউনে বন্ধ সবার বিদ্যালয়, মন খারাপে পারো চড়ে হিমালয়। Safe from war with friends and fam, connection together is the better jam. লকডাউনে বন্ধ সবার বিদ্যালয়, মন খারাপে পারো চড়ে হিমালয়। Safe from war with friends and fam, connection together is the better jam.
We used to dance together, I felt free. I miss having fun with my family.
Can't be anyone has been easy.
Isolation 你lonely被困境
My friends are the best thing I ever had. I can't meet them right now, my bad.
But we're happy every right.
I got to stay locked in, but I see the light.
লকডাউনে বন্ধ সবার বিদ্যালয়, মন খারাপে পারো চড়ে হিমালয়। Safe from war with friends and fam, connection together is the better jam.
বন্ধুদের এখন দেখি অনলাইনে, বাড়িতে থেকে পড়াশোনা করি।
Hearing new languages makes me very happy.
When I come back to school, I dance.
And when it's safe, hang on the weekend spends. Do lunch and watch a movie.
লকডাউনে বন্ধ সবার বিদ্যালয়, মন খারাপে পারো চড়ে হিমালয়। Safe from war with friends and fam, connection together is the better jam.
আসবে বসন্ত, সরস্বতী পুজো।
That's our favorite season. Spring is true, bro.
I wanna get out and bust a move.
It's a movement, music, book and express too.
When we're with our friends, we feel the love, it shines. It's time to fight. I know the rest of my life, they will be here with me by my side. Don't worry, everything will be alright.
I want everyone to be included in us, in Melbourne, Kolkata, and around the universe.
লকডাউনে বন্ধ সবার বিদ্যালয়, মন খারাপে পারো চড়ে হিমালয়। Safe from war with friends and fam, connection together is the better jam. লকডাউনে বন্ধ সবার বিদ্যালয়, মন খারাপে পারো চড়ে হিমালয়। Safe from war with friends and fam, Connection together, it's a better jam.
নাচ করেছি I feel very happy
Connected.
Ready to bust a move. Kolkata. Pump
Australia
up the jam.
That's nice. Nice. Which language was they using?
So the Kolkata ones were using Bangla.
All right, so it's Bangla language.
Yeah, once.
Amazing. It was very nice.
Very interesting.
और तुम लोग कुछ इससे सीखो, तुम लोगों को भेजूं कलकत्ता में।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सर, हम तो जाना चाहेंगे। इनफैक्ट मैं अभी कुछ क्वेश्चंस भी इस तरह के हैं मेरे जो मैं पूछना चाहूंगी, बट लेटर। अभी जरा इस तरह से ही चलें जिसमें बिल्कुल एक सीक्वेंस बन रहा है। एज मैं एक और भी क्वेश्चन करना चाहती हूँ जिसमें इट्स वेरी लाइक it's very obvious that you must have faced many challenges throughout your journey. So do you want to let us know about little of those experiences or challenges and how were you able to manage it?
सबसे बड़ा challenge was the fact that I did not belong to the art fraternity, so to say, because I was an outsider. I came mid-age, whereas all my age group people always all of them had 25 years of experience, 20 years of experience in arts, and I came at that age with no experience in arts. So there was a lot of resistance that I felt, also because I was a woman. So coming straight away as a director of an arts organization, and sometimes if you're fairly good looking, then people also assume a lot of things. So all those things were there when I joined, but I knew one thing very clear. My purpose was so strong that it did not matter to me. And I knew that मेरी मम्मी एक बात बोलती थी कि मैं I'll say it in Punjabi because she used to say in Punjabi कि जब चांद चढ़ेगा ते सब नू दिखेगा, चांद नू जाके ना चोर मचान दी लोड़ नहीं है कि मैं आ गया, which means that when the moon will come out, then people will know that the moon is out. The moon does not need to shout and say that I am out and I am out. So if you do good work, people will automatically notice you. So you don't need to really justify your position, or you don't need to really fight for it, because do the work and they will see you. And that's what happened. So when I started working and I started to come up with the innovative ideas, new things, new kind of thinking that I brought with me. And I'm saying because I did not belong from the very beginning to art fraternity, so of course I had a different take on the way the art museums were run, or the way the arts organizations were run. And I brought in a lot of new elements which were noticed, and over the year of, I think now it's 7 years to me that I'm working in arts. So after my education, which was also 7 years, so 14 years altogether in arts, out of which 7 years I'm working. Now I see that people appreciate those new kind of thinking. They come to me for asking me that what they can do in their museum, which is different. They ask me if they can also work in this way and that way, and how I manage that. So the main challenge I would say was that I did not belong to arts fraternity, and I did not have a PhD. So a lot of people write my name and they add Professor Reena. So I could tell them, no, I am not a professor. And believe you me that not everybody needs to be professor to do good work. So these are the kind of things that I continue to feel, and at times I feel it now also.
All right. So what exactly are the topics or the concept you choose for creating your artworks now, as you were working with making sculptures, and before that you were painting, right? So what exactly were the topics you chose? Like, was it related to your own personal experiences, or was this something else like you chose?
So it's mostly as I said, emotions is that I work with. Not so my art is mostly abstract, and I work with the emotions. So whatever comes out on either canvas, paper, or in sculpture is mostly abstract, but it is little bit more I would say aggressive in the overall approach, because I use a lot of materials, I use a lot of energy when I am creating art. So That's what I will say.
So can we see a few examples, or do you have in some of you we can see?
I am looking for it, but I don't think I have this on this laptop.
All right, no problem. At least we are having this idea of your way of working. Tell us something about your experiences with working with the Kolkata Center for Creativity, how you're working there, and what exactly are your future plans or future projects.
So as I said that on one hand is the presentations. So of course there are artists like Satyajit Ray. We just opened an because this is a birth centenary year of Satyajit Ray. So we just opened an exhibition on Satyajit Ray. So on one end, we are presenting the art as has been created by senior artists. At the same time, there is a very big space which is offered to young and emerging artists, because when I came into this field, I realized when I wanted to invite any speakers or any kind of artists for workshop, I realized there were only handful of known names. And I was wondering why there is no layers of, people beneath, why there are only these many known artists in this layer, and the layers under it is just all is not known. So then I realized that because there is no attention being given to the young and emerging artists. So all the galleries are presenting already known artists. All the programs are focused on the people who are already established. Everybody wants to encash on their name, because if you present a big artist, whether it's a performer or a visual artist, you get media attention very easily. You get audience very easily. So, and they already have a kind of a pull for themselves. So I realized that people want to play safe. Let's present big artists, known names, known faces. So our job is done. So they don't have to really work hard on audience development. But when you work with a lesser known name or not known name at all, then you have to work a lot on audience development, because their name will not pull the audience. So that is something that I had to struggle with, and even explain it to my team also, that, instead of focusing only on the known and branded people already, we need to focus on the young and emerging and a mid-career artists, because they are the future. And if you don't invest in the future today, when they will become senior, they wouldn't have much to offer, or their growth will be so late. And that's also one reason most of the people don't want to get into arts, because they think that by the time they will be 50, they will be able to probably make a name for themselves. So this is something that I constantly fight with, even now after 3.5 years of KCC, I still have to fight for it, because I see everybody wants to encash on big and branded names. So that is why I started with the KCC Emerging Artist Platform, where emerging artists is not only presented, but at the end of the performance, they're also made to have interaction with either a critic or a writer or a senior artist on their performance. So there is a kind of a growth that happens because of that interaction that they get. And these are very valuable interactions, because otherwise, who would want to spend time with the emerging artist, with a lesser known name? So when we bring a writer or a critic and make them speak with these artists, it's really valued for them, because they get full 1 hour of attention of that particular person focusing on their work. And I've seen that from the time we have started doing it, those artists also have started getting come in the notice of the other organizations as well, because they see, okay, there is a potential, because there is a growth that happens after that, because they're presented, they're given a response also by the audience and by the critique. Similarly, we have the KCC laboratory. So the laboratory is a unique space, because here you get to experiment. What happens once an artist achieves the identity, the so-called identity, they don't want to deviate, because they feel, okay, my work is being sold because people identify my work. And if I suddenly now change my work, people will not identify. So they are scared to go beyond what they are identified with. But in the KCC laboratory, we give themes, and we give some kind of either, I would say, some theme or some kind of art, in response to which they have to create art. So here we tell them you are free to experiment and go beyond your regular practice, and there is no pressure on you to give us a finished product. It's not that the end of the laboratory you have to present us a finished product. There is no pressure of that kind, which means it gives them a full freedom to just experiment. It could be just work in progress. And these are the things which push the boundaries, and these artists suddenly realize, okay, they discover new things, they discover new practices, they interact with each other. And sometimes, for example, there is a recent laboratory that is happening right now, where craftsmen who make, we call them talpatta shipai, so they make with the talpatta they make figurines, like with the leaf they make figurines. So a craftsman is being in the in a laboratory with a theater artist and a Bharatnatyam artist, which is a traditional dance form of India. And these three are working together, and there is an extension of work now that is happening even in the craftsman's work and even in the works of the Bharatnatyam artist and a theater and the theater artist, and they're creating a installation as an outcome of this laboratory. Now that is just an outcome, an installation, but from here now further they will, there will be a growth, and they will, they will be embarking on a new journey, and their work will never be the same as before, because they have experienced new things, they have discovered new things. So these are the kind of things that I am encouraging in KCC, that we should be pushing boundaries of art and not just presenting art made by the known artist or made by the artists who have already established themselves, but try to create, these kind of experiences where they push their boundaries. Similarly, there is a fellowship program where we choose 4 fellows, one from each stream: theater, dance, music, and visual arts. And through the year, they work on a project of their choice, which is part of the selection process. When they are selected, they're selected because of their project through a rigorous selection process, of course. And during this 1 year, they are supported with, of course, not only just stipend, but also with a lot of interaction with artists, with the scholars, with senior practitioners, because of which the project develops, and this project becomes the turning point in their career. So these are the kind of things that, apart from what I spoke about, the diversity, inclusion, and equity, accessibility that we are working with. So this is something that in arts, pure arts, that we are doing.
Wow. Well, so many things you are doing, and these, I must say, these are very good initiatives for encouraging emerging artists who need such platforms. Very few people think like that, and we need more people like you in this field. And
but Sarah, because of this, there is a lot of pressure that comes also on the audience development, because then when these artists are being presented, then you are worried whether people will turn up or not, because these are not the known faces. So there is a lot of stress on the audience development that is there. And what we do is that sometimes I do a lot of collaborations, so that I have more and more organization on board, and everybody make an effort of bringing audiences, and it is not just left to only my organization and my team, that pressure. So that collaborations help a lot, and I've seen that now more and more people are also starting to practice that, because the same people now write back to me, also say that, can you be please our partner in this, because we are doing something like this. So I think that this is also going on. And from where we started, when we used to present something like this and there was such less audience, now we see that there is, when we present our emerging artists, there is an audience for that, because now people want to see what these people are doing. And when we are presenting a laboratory, there is audience for that, because people want to see this kind of theater, Bharatnatyam and craftsman collaboration, what kind of outcome has come. So this is a process. It took a lot of struggle in the beginning, because when your organization, because you are answerable to your board of directors, and when you're spending money on something, but the impact is not showing in the numbers of audience, then you're questioned that you're doing something, but there is nobody to see it. So why are you doing it? So that was a rigorous process that I had to go through and slowly have the patience to work and keep on pushing the even the team to look for different ways of marketing it, different ways of promoting it. I was hands-on on social media also. I used to learn everything myself also, so I can also have my ideas along with my team. So there is a lot that goes behind this each and every program.
Yeah, I can, like, how do you stay focused after, like, this is the question which is coming to my mind after doing all such stuff, because you need to stay focused for the successful completion of everything. No? So how do you how do you manage to stay focused? Well, I mean, I must ask, what do you eat exactly? What do you drink?
So my husband is a chef. My husband is a chef, so I eat all good things.
So what is your favorite food? Which you like?
Ghar ka khana. Ghar ka khana.
Acha.
Ghar ka khana is always my favorite. I feel my stomach is under no pressure because you're not eating so much of mirch masala of outside and the oil of outside. I like home food, and I am a non-vegetarian, but not the non-vegetarian that eats everyday non-veg, like once in or twice in a week. But at the same time, I think it's the gratitude that I get when I'm doing something like this is the reason of the focus, because the sense of purpose is so strong that I want to do it because I know that I'm getting a kind of a response, and I'm seeing the outcome of the work, and I'm seeing the appreciation and the value add that is happening to people and to the arts altogether. And as I said, that when I started, people were not so supportive because I was coming from outside and not typically arts background of 20 years. But now I see the same people coming and telling that, everything is happening around, everything in arts is happening around Kolkata Center for Creativity. There is so much you're doing. I'm seeing kind of appreciation. So I think that's a drive. The sense of gratitude that I get from the outcome is the only reason I can stay focused, and I want to do more, and I wish to do more, and I wish to have 10 hands like Ravan so I can do more.
Yeah, appreciation is a great way of motivating someone, and if that factor is not there, then there's no point of working. So that is for sure. So what exactly are your hobbies other than painting and making sculptures?
Hobbies, oh God, it's a difficult question. I don't know. I don't think I have a hobby. I'm working so much that there is no time for hobby, because this is what I like to do. So mujhe hobby ki zarurat lagti nahi hai. I mean, there is no need for any hobby because this is what I'm enjoying doing it. And also I'm enjoying doing it so much because it's, you have a hobby to relax yourself. Like when I was working in corporate job, I did need to freshen myself up. I did need to take a break. But now in arts, I don't see. In fact, I'm part of not just KCP, but I'm also like board member of INTERCOM. I'm also president of Women Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I'm just recently launching another organization of my own where we are going to work with grassroots level community, because in KCC, it's a very big center in the city. So you really can't work in the grassroots level, but I get a lot of craftsmen that, look up to, and I see a lot of problems that are happening thanks to COVID even more. So I'm going to work through this organization at the grassroots level in villages, and that is just started on 1st of February. So there is no need of hobby because this all is giving me so much of happiness and energy that I think this is my hobby.
All right. So I guess we have a few questions as well from our participants, but let me first introduce our participants who are with us and who are enjoying our conversation. We have Miss Buma from Mongolia, President of ICOM Mongolia National Committee. Mr. Jahangir Hussain from Bangladesh, previous chairperson of ICOM Bangladesh. Mr. Akhtar Javed, sir, from Pakistan ICOM, board member of ICOM Asia Pacific. We have Mr. Dr. Dhan, chairman of National Ethnographic Museum of Nepal and vice president of ICOM Nepal. We have Ms. Usma Bhatti, artist from Pakistan and member of ICOM, Pakistan National Committee. We have Mr. Aditya Banerjee, archaeologist from India, member of ICOM India, and Ms. Shivani Sharma, who is a museologist from India and also a member of ICOM India, and Mr. Ms. Bhavani Jagadisan. Sorry for if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Archaeologist from Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. We have Mr. Noran Karate, architect from Egypt, board member of ICOM Egypt, and Ms. Meena Lama, museologist from Nepal, member of ICOM Nepal. So thank you so much, Reena, now I will open the discussion for our panelists. So I will start by inviting Mr. Javed, sir. Sir, if you have some suggestions or questions to ask, please.
Well, one way or other, I'm a host, you say. So put me in last, and yeah, why not we start from other seniors, say Puma or.
I'll ask Ms. Bhuma to give her valuable feedback or any suggestions or questions she has. Ms. Bhuma. Hello.
Nice. Hello. Very nice to know about your many activities for society. I understood that you are working to bring art to the people, and it's incredible many jobs. And I just want to ask, what is difference between art director and the art activist? What is means?
Yeah.
Because before I was know the art curator. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your question. It's a very important question. So art director is somebody who's presenting art. Is presenting art. It could be a film, it could be an exhibition, but the art activist is somebody who is fighting for a cause. So it is something that when people fight for a cause, that is called activism. So when you see there are so many problems in the world today, and for example, the Black Lives Matters was
activist.
Yeah. So this is something that was taken up by the art activists. So I do not call myself as an art activist, though I am working for many causes, because I feel that art activism sometimes bring in a little negative connotation, and people start assuming that you're only fighting. So I work for the purposes that I am attached with, but I work with them in a different way. I do not probably accumulate people to talk about it, but at the same time, I do my work in a way that really takes forward. For example, when it comes to the diversity and inclusion, I am not really an activist, but at the same time, I'm constantly working in a way that, it brings more people together. The communities, the marginalized communities are addressed. For example, the video I showed, a collaborative work between Melbourne and Kolkata, and the performance was created by the children who have autism. So activist is somebody who is addressing issues, but at the same time in a little bit more constant way, working for one cause, whereas I am working for a little bit more broader causes, and I'm constantly addressing them through my work.
Yes, this video is very nice. The young people is very looks happy. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to now call Ms. Noran Karate. Ms. Noran, do you have something to say to our guest speaker? Ms. Noran, we can't hear you.
Actually, I was impressed when I first saw her. So working with some regional or cultural art. It's very fascinating that you are working on field and getting some artists from the nature. So they are already by nature an artist. So you are making a great work, but I have one comment for her that the first time I saw the poster, actually I was thinking that I'm going to see one of the artists of accessories and things like this. So you were wearing some colorful accessories. So I like that very much. And of course, it's nature in India that you have a lot of colors and things like this. So I like that very much. I have nothing to say then. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Noran. Dr. Dhan, do you have something to say or ask to our guest speaker?
Thank you. Sana, hi, Reena. She presented very nicely. Very active and talented lady. Having a lot of experiences in her life. And actually, I don't have any question, but what she told today, what she in her life is quite interesting and very much inspirational. Inspirable. So actually, our field was in diversified, but at last, all that is accumulated one art. That is very interesting what she is doing in Kolkata. That is near from us to very near from Kathmandu also, not so far. So we came to know her activity. That is quite interesting. I thought that, but I don't have to say or ask anything about her art. Actually, art is always it seems a sort of interest also. The arts has a sort of interest also. So people who are like that sort of art, those who are interested on that. But I am not so much. I so much like interested in art, but cannot comment on that field. So I don't have to say nothing. Thank you very much for our presentation. Anyway, it was very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Dhan. Now I would like to ask who is left? Mr. Aditya Banerjee. Is he here with us? I can't see him. All right. Mr. Jahangir Hussain, are you here with us? Do you have any questions or suggestions to give?
Yes, good evening to everybody. And Miss Reena, how are you? Very good. You are looking very nice and you presented an excellent talk. I enjoyed it. And I observed that last quite a few years, actually, if I am wrong, you will correct me, that you are a visual artist, basically you are painter artist. But I observed that after during the pandemic, you are more attractive and more active in the performing arts, and as you shown the activities, and we enjoyed it, and you are really very active, and I think you will be very success in performing arts also. And thank you for your excellent talk. And thank you everybody for joining and giving me time. Good evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jahangir. Ms. Uzma, do you have something to say or ask?
Yes, first of all, say hi, Reena, and welcome here. And also, I want to say you are very beautiful in your as well your heart, and as well you are so beautiful, and you are so energetic lady, and I am impressed with you, and thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Uzma. So do we have Ms. Shivani Sharma? Ms. Shivani, do you have something to ask or suggest or any feedback?
Hello, Reena ma'am. How are you? Hello.
I'm good. I'm good. Good to
Today,
see a fellow person here.
firstly, though, you are looking so beautiful, and your presentation is so excellent. And I would like to share some few lines for you.
Thank you.
May I?
Yeah, please.
This is the this line belongs to a museum, because you are incredible museologist. I know that. So that it's for you. Maybe you enjoyed it. अतीत अपना समेटे पत्थरों की ये इमारत है. अतीत अपना समेटे पत्थरों की ये इमारत है. बयां करती है कुछ यादें, किसी की इसमें इबारत है.
वाह 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 वाह. शिवानी, अतीत अपना.
अतीत अपना means history.
History. अतीत अपना. वाह वाह वाह.
बयाने सुर्ख रू हैरान करते हैं तुम्हारे अब.
वाह.
पुराने आयनों में शक्ल एज़ों की अब जियारत है.
वाह 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 वाह. शिवानी, क्या बात है.
Very nice.
You are always very nice.
और मैं बहुत सही दिल से मोहम्मद सर का शुक्रिया करती हूँ कि इतनी बड़ी एक मतलब कि पर्सनालिटी आज हमसे जो मिली है, हमने उनको जाना पहचाना और उनकी जो प्रेजेंटेशन देखी है, आई एम रियली इम्प्रेस्ड रीना मैम फॉर यू.
Indeed.
रीना, इसको किसी काम लगाओ, ये बेकार बैठी है घर में. इसलिए शेर व शायरी पे जोर है इसका.
बहुत जरूरत है आजकल. ये तो ऐसी आर्ट है जो आहिस्ता आहिस्ता वक्त के साथ अब बहुत कह लें कि कम लोगों तक अब रह चुकी है, कम लोगों की हद तक रह चुकी है. इनफैक्ट इसको रिवाइव करने के भी कोई ऐसे हमारे पास सिचुएशन या सॉल्यूशंस होने चाहिए कि इसका भी कोई प्लेटफॉर्म हो, क्योंकि विद इन नेक्स्ट 10 years हमारे तो सुनने में ये बातें आ रही हैं कि ये आर्ट बिल्कुल ही खत्म हो जानी है, पोइट्री की, पोइट्री एंड लिटरेचर की. इसके लिए भी अब कुछ करते हैं.
थैंक यू सना.
नहीं, ये जहाँ पे रहती है ना, आपके कोलकाता में रहती है क्या शिवानी?
मैं कोलकाता में नहीं रहती, मैं नैनीताल में रहती हूँ.
नैनीताल, पर ये जहाँ से बिलोंग करती है ना, कलकत्ता बंगाली है ना, वहाँ पे पोइट्री नहीं खत्म हो रही है. वहाँ पे पोइट्री फुल फ्लेजेड चल रही है. सिर्फ ये है कि थोड़ा सा लेवल नीचे हो गया है पहले से, बिकॉज लेवल तो इसलिए भी नीचे हो जाता है चीजों का क्योंकि आजकल हम एक चीज में इतना अटेंशन नहीं देते हैं. तो मतलब इंस्टाग्राम के जमाने में यूं चलता है ना हाथ, इसलिए.
लेकिन मैं एक चीज और बोलना चाहूंगी रीना मैम, जो आपने वो हिप हॉप वाला जो एक प्रेजेंटेशन दी है ना, वो वाकई इनक्रेडिबल है. वाकई इस लॉकडाउन के टाइम में जो आज के बच्चे हैं उनका जो एक्सप्रेशन है, वो जो हिप हॉप वाली जो आपने प्रेजेंटेशन दी है,
लेकिन वो एक वे है encourage करने का न्यू आर्टिस्ट को या न्यू बच्चों को. हमारे कल की जो जनरेशन है, इनको इनकरेज करने के लिए यही प्लेटफॉर्म्स ही चाहिए ना. अगर हम लोग सपोर्ट नहीं करेंगे तो फिर और कौन करेगा. एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई टोल्ड हर कि देयर आर वेरी फ्यू पीपल हु आर थिंकिंग लाइक दैट और टेकिंग सच इनिशिएटिव्स. वी डू नीड सच करने के लिए इन आवर कंट्री एज वेल. और मैं बुलाना चाहूंगी हमारे पास है समरा जस्ट जॉइंड. समरा, are you here with us?
Yes, I am here.
Yes. Would you like to say something?
I just joined you guys. I was outside in university and I just come back and I don't know about in your presentation. What's going on? Sorry.
Well, you can see the recording. We have recorded this session and you can see it later. All right.
Okay, I will see. I will.
Right. So now I would like to ask Miss Meena. Miss Meena, if you have something to say or share or ask.
Thank you so much, Sana. Well, hello, Reena ma'am. I think we spoke before, but then this is the first time we're meeting, right? Right. So actually, like, it's just a curiosity, like, regarding your institute, like, what are the, other activities that you are promoting?
It's a multidisciplinary arts organization, and we focus on research, experimentation, conservation. So we also have a conservation lab, which is supported by Tata Trust, a very well-known organization of India. So there is, like any museum, there is art also in our museum shop. So we present a lot of art from the craft people, as well as ceramists, as well as designers. So we bring together not the typical product, because we don't have a collection. We are not a collection-based museum. We decided not to have a permanent collection because we wanted to present more than just our collection, because it's a new organization, and if we put our resources into collection, then of course we will not be able to present so many things that we are able to address now. So our museum shop itself is a place where a lot of people get their livelihood, because their art is sold over there, and a lot of designers also connect with us because of that. As well as we have a very unique restaurant which serves the progressive Indian cuisine. Now, progressive Indian essentially means that it is the cuisine is rooted in Indian flavors, but it is presented, or it is cooked with international techniques, which means that our team uses not just Indian technique of cooking, but international techniques of cooking, but the flavors are Indian. That's why the presentation on the plate is very palatable for the younger generation also. It is not typical traditional meal. So that itself is an art form. It's art on plate, even in our restaurant. Then we have a conservation lab, I told you. We are presenting multiple art forms. So we present visual art. We present, when it comes to performing arts, both traditional and contemporary. We present folk art. So we bring artists from villages and present them here. But at the same time, I felt that we are only presenting them, but we are not working for their growth, which means, because once you get to see art in a certain way, after some time it becomes boring, because there is not much of innovation over there. So I felt that even in craft, without disturbing the art from the sanctity of the art form, we should also work for the growth. That means we need to probably bring together some design elements there, do some skill building workshops. So for that purpose, I am launched my own organization, where we will be working with the community. So there will be fellowship programs where we will choose artists from the community and work with them through the years for their development. So that is something which we present in KCC, but we really do not work with them on the grassroots level. So we bring together multiple art forms. So when it comes to visual art, we are presenting Satyajit Ray on one end. We will be presenting very young artists on the other hand. We have conferences also. We are bringing together the thinking minds from the different forms of art, which is called Vasudev Kutumbakam, is our annual conference that we do. And we also do a performance conference, which is focused only on performance. It's a very scholarly conference. And there is a festival we started 2 years ago when the pandemic happened, Army Arts Festival, which is to bring together all art form in one platform for 3 days, because that's the budget I could manage. I wish I could do it even for more days. But in the second year, we collaborated. I managed to collaborate with the government body. So they gave me the space and I took it outside KCC. So we went to a new side of Kolkata, and we went into the space provided by the government, which is a larger space than what KCC had. So there are multiple things. That is crazy. I mean, what amount of work we do. My team is also crazy. We are very small team. It's not very, very big team, not like Tate Museums and all, but very motivated team, because they, as I am motivated myself, so they are also motivated, because they get to work directly and they get the appreciation directly. And they can, I use a lot of ideas of others. I don't only impose my ideas. So I have a very young team, all under 35. And I use their brain a lot, because they are the ones who come up with things like, which are a little bit more, I would say, not in the line of what usually a 60, 70-year-old person would think. So I use a lot of ideas from there also. And then I encourage them to use their own ideas as per what they want. Then they get even more invested, because it is their idea. So they have to make sure that, it is done well and it is executed well. So I have a crazy team of people. You can see from my voice how excited I am. They are excited like me all the time.
Right. So, actually, this is very interesting for me, because, well, just like in India, in Nepal also, we have museums in the government level, bigger and smaller museums, like in provinces, districts, as well as the city itself. Whereas there are also lots of private museums and institutions which are popping up, almost every year. And, being in the museum sector, one of the major things that I'm always, curious about is the finance, because, well, for the government, institutions, generally it's the government budget, which, works for them. All the salaries are being paid, the projects are being paid by that. But then whenever we talk about these, private institutions or the museums, now it's very tough for them to, manage their finances. So how, how does your institute, manage their finances?
So we have on one end, there is a thing called CSR, which is corporate social responsibility. So in India, that's there. So there is one organization that is almost 50% funding comes from them for the organization. Which takes care of my operational things. So that means at least I'm not worried about the air conditioning. I'm not worried about the salaries with that money. But beyond that, when it comes to program, then I do a lot of fundraising. I take money. I've managed to take money even from government for 2-3 programs. So what I do is that when I design program, based on the kind of program it is, I reach out to different people. Sometimes it's easy because people immediately connect with it, and it's a very, I'm a very miser person, so I work with tight budgets. So I don't ask for too much money that somebody feels that they have to really shell out a lot of money. So I take small money from different people, rather taking big money from one person, because then it's a burden on them. One. Second, then they would also try to impose their ideas on us. And as an arts organization, I don't want to get burdened with the pressure that somebody is giving us money, so is kind of imposing their own thought process on us. So hence I look for small funding from multiple organizations rather than big money from one organization. I reach out to government also. They're not giving us regular money, but for program based, I'm able to get some money from them, or at times I even go second way, which is that they don't have to give us money directly to us, but they will bring the resources. So if they have to bring, for example, artisans, then they will pay to the artisans directly. They will not pay to us. That's also a very good thing, works well for them, because then they're more at ease of using their resources. But at the same time, I am the one who's telling them what I want. So if I want a certain art form, I tell them I want Gambhira artist because this is the performance I want to present. So they will reach out to the artist and pay them directly, but at the same time, it is what I want to do in my organization. So there are multiple ways of fundraising. The restaurant itself is a way of fundraising. That's why I spoke about the cuisine also. It's not just regular restaurant. It is a very unique restaurant. So that also is an attraction for people to come. So we have a 7-course meal or a 9-course meal. So that is per person that is paid for. So then I see that a lot of foreigners, especially the consulates, also come for that food because that's Indian but still international, which is more palatable for them. It's not very spicy. It's not very heavy for them. So even that is a point of earning money for us. And so there are multiple ways of fundraising. It's not just one way. And one thing be very clear is that one, you have to be very, very honest. So when I reach out to people, one, I don't beg for money ever. I have done good job. If you are interested, this is what I have done. I present to them. And if they are ready to be partner into this, it's their choice. I never beg for money. And I've seen that with the honest work, people come on board because they see you are already doing a good work without their help also. So they might as well be the partner in crime and take some accolades with that. So people are coming on board like that. Even the cultural organization like British Council and etc. etc. I never went to them for money to begin with. I first did the good work. Once 2 years was done, then they already started noticing me and my work, and then they themselves wanted to be the partner. So again, I never asked them to give me money directly. I tell them to get me resources. So they get me resources. My program is done.
Right. Thank you so much for answering the questions. Because this is kind of like, we generally don't get lots of museum professionals with us. So having somebody is like, I get like so many questions to ask, professionals, because you have, lots of experiences in this field, compared to us. We are very new, like youngsters, but then we do have ideas, just like you said, but then execute these ideas, with a very limited budget and not understanding where to, go to find the budgets and all. And also there is time limitations, right? Like way too many things. But it is very, exciting for me because, I could actually gain so many informations from you. Like, yes, I did hear about the CSR budget, from the companies, they do have those sort of budgets. But then I was never sure that, whether, as museums, whether they are, going to ask for funding or not. But it's very nice to, get the information.
Yeah. No, it is. There is no fault in asking for money because you're not putting it in your own pocket. You're working for the community. You're working for the betterment. And without art, the world cannot, sustain. Otherwise, we all will be robots only. If there is no art, then we all are robots. Do we want robots, working on the planet? So we are also addressing, causes like climate change through arts. So the arts is actually working for the future and not for the present only. We are not just presenting history, we're also presenting them the future, because we are talking of the causes. We are talking, so many artists have shown climate change in their artwork, through their artwork. So art is something that we are not asking, we are not beggars. They are supposed to support us. There's no call in asking for money. Any museum should not think about this thing, that because if they don't have money, from where they will do the good work. And maintenance take a lot of, my air conditioning bill is huge because it's a center which is fully air conditioned, and if I don't have the money to run the air conditioner, then how will people survive in that? Art will go waste because art needs humidifier, art needs air conditioning. There is so much into this field that we need the money. They definitely ask with confidence. You deserve it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Reena. All right. Thank you so much, Sana, for letting me ask a question. All right.
Thank you. So I would now like to call Mr. Akhtar Javed, sir. Now it's your turn if you want to add something or.
Thank you, Sana. And I cannot say anything. I don't have words to appreciate her. She is doing a lot of voluntary job and practices which are appreciable. So definitely, but I would like to ask her that is there any possibility that we 3 or 4 countries of South Asia, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Nepal, they can join hand together, and we arrange some activities like that, so that that there will be interaction of people from all 4 countries, and they exchange their views in between themselves and learn something from senior people like you.
Definitely, this is very much required. I said no, I always work with collaboration and networking and helps. I'm able to do so much of work. So like, for example, I am a board member of ICOM INTERCOM. So I've started working with ICOM INTERCOM in India, where I am arranging a lot of things because museum management covers a lot of aspects of running an organization. It's not, I mean, everything comes under the museum management. So that is one area that I can think of that we can work on. Otherwise, there can be a series of conversation we can start or workshops we can do online and offline, whichever is possible, whichever way it is possible, or hybrid maybe at times. So there are a series of things that can be thought. And see, the thing is that though museums, government museums are funded okay, and some are funded very, very well. But at the same time, there is a crunch of new age thinking over there because there are hardly any new recruitments that happen. So what happens, there is a disconnect between what is needed and what is being done. So there is a lot of scope of talking of these things, and also a lot of scope of talking of upskilling the young generation, because this is a time to invest on them. We must invest on them so that when the time comes, they are ready for it. Otherwise, they will not be ready for it and they'll collapse. So definitely we can figure out, and if we can appoint 4 people, 4 coordinators from 4 countries, then definitely this will start, because we need coordinators. Otherwise, it will be only talk and we all will forget in our daily busyness.
Yeah, that's true. But definitely, what you are doing and what people will interact with you and how much they will learn, that counts really. So I believe personally, I myself, you see, I would like to be a student of you, to learn many things from you. You see, in this field. So still, I have energy, little bit energy, not more energy. I'm old man now, so little bit energy to keep on doing the things. You see, keep on doing the things. So I also see my colleagues. They are almost my colleague now. But we have a team here, and there is Meena and Sana and all these things. So they are very enthusiastic to start such things. You see, so they maybe they that your say your working will inspire them, and they will become and offer their services from their country to interact with you, and they do you start some online things there, you see. So doesn't matter if we keep some registration fee for online engaging this people in this activity. So it is fine. It's fine. You see, so you will have a fund to manage the activity also, and maybe some tea, coffee, and all these things can be managed out of that. So it is very interesting. So my idea was inviting you was it's what's quite old. You remember that I have started so years back that. So, but certainly we would like to invite you in Pakistan also, and I think so Nepal will do the same. So we would like to invite you in Pakistan, and we would like to, if you exactly remember where was your Dada house, so we will take you to their your Dada house and in Lahore. So definitely you will be our guest, and we can ask 2 or 3 institutions to arrange a session with you. So Punjab University, College of Arts and Design, and National College of Arts and Design. So they are the oldest institutions.
It's a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we will. So those you see, India and we are so close that only there is a Wagah border in between us, you see. So you cross Wagah border inside, or we cross Wagah border to India. So we don't have to fly over the you say over the sky and then reach to each other places. So we can, even roadside, we can enjoy the things. Those doesn't matter. So, but we will definitely, when I'm saying that, means I will make a proper arrangement so that you can get visa. There's no problem. I don't think so you will have a problem, because once I remember that there was a problem in some visa, but uh, you obtained before me, you see. You said that I have obtained it. So, but that is so easier for you. So you will get it. You will get it, the visa, and we will definitely make a big arrangement here, so that you should also enjoy Pakistan, Lahore city, and we will also enjoy your scared. What we say, that's the knowledge which we haven't yet you see exposed to that. So that's it's a beautiful, and I think this, if this idea is liked by Sana.
Yes, of course, sir. In fact, I would also, I can arrange some other platforms as well for her talks and sessions. For example, Wall City of Lahore Authority. Over there, we can also plan something.
I also given up.
Sorry, Samra, we can't hear you.
Yes, I was saying I also can arrange for her talk.
Yeah,
and
wonderful.
also in my institute.
That's good.
And others. Yes.
Yes, once Mr. Javed sir takes any steps, and then we can do further plannings, and hopefully, I think Javed sir is not with us right now. He will be joining soon again. So now we have I can see Mr. Aditya Banerjee now. Welcome, sir. And I guess I would like to ask you to say something, or to add something to this informal session.
I have nothing to say. It was a very beautiful presentation. Nice to meet you, Reena. And hello. And thank you so much. I feel, happy and honored that my wife, she is your student and she learns from your institute. So, as always, you look beautiful. You look beautiful. Well, I'm happy that I saw you. So you can't stop me. I am who I am. That is there.
Aditya, stop it. She's your wife's ma'am, and you can't do this.
Well, I can't. This one thing I can't. It's very difficult for me. Okay, thank you, Reena. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Meena ma'am, very nice to meet you, and I'm so glad to have you here. I just joined you, and I missed your presentation, and I will see all the recordings, and after that I will contact with you, and definitely we will in touch. And don't listen, please, Aditya. Aditya is. I'm sorry, I'm just.
Oh,
Keep my reputation.
Aditya, what is going on?
Who I am.
So, this Samra, Reena Samra is a very good artist. She has done master from Punjab University College of Arts and Design, and she don't use brushes in painting. She use finger. With the finger she make a paintings of.
Okay.
So this is now she is Bada Lok, she got a job in Gujarat University, and then now she is a Bada Lok. She is having students 35 to 25 to 35 students in class. So she in one class, you see.
Wow.
So very nice. She is doing a good job. So definitely when she will see this presentation on YouTube, and she will be happy to contact you and learn from you. And but they can do this, kids can exchange their paintings, and to see Indian kids can send some virtual shows and virtual shows. So they can send us some paintings, we can make a virtual show of them. Our students or teachers or artists, they can send work to you and you can display virtually over there. So that should कुछ जो है वो दोस्ती की लहर चले, ठीक है? हाँ, कुछ दोस्ती की लहर चले। बड़ा मजा आया मुझे जब ये पिछले दिनों में उसकी फैज की गजलें चल पड़ी इंडिया में, ठीक है ना? तो वो हर गजल जो है वो किसी ना किसी उसमें गुनगुनाई जा रही थी। तो मैंने कहा देखो, ये कुदरत कुछ करती है, लोग कुछ करते हैं, कुदरत कुछ करती है, ठीक है? रास्ते खोल देती है, दिल खोल देती है, ठीक है? वो दिलों में समा जाते हैं। अब पहले कैसे रिश्ते टूटे भाई? योर forefathers were living in Lahore, you see. So you can speak Punjabi, we speak Punjabi, that's it. So कैसे रिश्ते टूट सकते हैं? ये तो बड़ी अजीब सी बात हो जाएगी। My caste is Rajput. It's very strange. Rajput means my forefathers were living in Rajasthan somewhere, and then we migrated or we converted and all these things. But still, when there is come a column of caste, so I write Rajput.
Wow.
Right? So this is yeah. So अब कैसे रिश्ते टूटेंगे, ठीक है ना? तो नहीं टूट सकते, तो इसलिए इनको जोड़ने का काम करो भाई।
एकदम एकदम बिल्कुल। I am in for everything.
सर उसी सिलसिले में आपकी एब्सेंस में हमने बात की। समरा वाज आल्सो इंटरेस्टेड दैट यू टेक सच इनिशिएटिव ऑफ इनवाइटिंग हर हियर, एंड फर्दर वी विल प्लान जो भी बाकी की चीजें हैं उसमें हम आपके साथ ही होंगे। सो वी वुड लव टू हैव हर हियर विद अस, presenting her work and presenting herself, sharing her experiences. So it would be really nice to exchange such ideas, such experiences with each other. तो आप उसके लिए कोई इनिशिएटिव लेंगे तो उसके बाद ही हम इसको आगे परसू कर सकेंगे।
जी सर, बिल्कुल ऐसा ही है।
वाह, देखो कितने वॉलंटियर आगे आ रहे हैं। अब तो आना ही पड़ेगा तुम्हें।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल एकदम। अब जब आप हुक्म करेंगे हम हाजिर हो जाएंगे। I'm so had been wanting to definitely this. Obviously आपके जहाँ से पुरखे जुड़े होते हैं और आप कभी वहाँ नहीं जा पाते तो मन को एक कसक सी रहती है कि हम क्यों नहीं जा पा रहे हैं वहाँ।
But I will suggest Sana that we will ask Jawad, the principal College of Arts and Design, Punjab University, right? So we asked her, she has some residency program.
Dr. Sumaira Jawad. Ji sir.
Sumaira Jawad, yeah. She has some residency programs running over there. So we will ask her to invite her in that residency program, right? So we rest then, you see, when some institution in Pakistan invites, that the things become easier, you see. So then she will invite her as a speaker or as a trainer or as a, so we will talk what is easier for her. You see, we will talk to her. So then we will arrange the funds. There's no problem. There's not much funds. So local hospitality is definitely, you people are there, so there is no problem in local hospitality. So she is so frank friend that she will come and she will even can live in your bedroom. This is no problem at all. So, so the local hospitality is nothing. They would need not to worry about that. There are several artists, they would love to you say, take her daily to some places and some so are historical places and all these. So even art galleries and all these things in Lahore. So we will fix some responsibility of senior artists so that they could take care of her. And also the rest is left with the her airfare that I will manage. So I will ask someone to sponsor it. So that's no problem at all. So you should not worry, but you have to, you see, weave this thing with me. You have to weave this thing with me so that the things should move according to the schedule. There must not be some break in it. So we will ask Reena that what time of the year will be suitable for her to visit us. You see, so she will look at her engagements and she will let us know later. So
I was
this is it. So
I was
I'm
suggesting.
happy. So similarly, I would like Dr. Dhan to look into the museums. So you are the chairman of museums. Look into the museums, how you can invite her and your kid can have a trained by her in few days. So if she lives in Nepal. So Dr. Dhan, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here. I'm listening.
You see. So, but we wanted to have the joint venture, Pakistan, India, Nepal, and Bangladesh.
That's
Right?
good. Okay. It's
Yeah.
okay.
So
Nice.
when she will be in Nepal, you will be the host.
Okay.
Okay. So you will have to
We will
manage
be.
it.
No
And when
problem.
she will be in Bangladesh, I will ask Jahangir and Sufi Saab. So they will both will take care of her visit there and do that. So definitely we are working out our her visit in Pakistan too. So that's why we came. This is a big reason to come close to each other, and definitely the learning. Teachers are very, you see, teachers are very loving everywhere. So if you know Gulzar Saab is a poet, is a filmy songwriter, you see. So Gulzar belongs to Dina. It's quite near to Jhelum, Pakistan. So he was living in Dina, and whenever he talks about his teacher. That is Maulvi Saab over there in Dina. He used to beat me with the stick and teach me this Urdu vocabulary very strongly. So I remember that vocabulary, and so I love the Urdu in this way. So this is the Gulzar word. So you see, Gulzar was the several people were yes, as your forefathers were in Lahore, living in Lahore. So several people migrated from Pakistan to India. So they still love their houses and their areas and their interactions with peoples and all these things. So the teachers, particularly teachers. So although Maulvi Sahib was Muslim teacher, but you see, he talked about him openly. So there is no worry about anything. So this is why when you come here and give something to our students, our generation, younger generation, they will keep remembering you forever. You see, so maybe you will get reward in heaven. That you see, some people are. Oh, look, where is REENA DEWAN? Oh, yeah, you have somebody to remember from Pakistan.
Yes, sir.
So this is.
But I would like to say that I'm happy and I'm lucky because REENA DEWAN is my teacher. I'm the student of REENA DEWAN.
देखो परेशानी की बात तो तब है, देखो शिवानी, अगर किसी ने जहन्नम से याद कर लिया फिर क्या होगा?
सर इतनी खूबसूरत कौन इतनी खूबसूरत लड़की को तो जहन्नुम से कोई याद नहीं करेगा, फरिश्ते ही याद कर सकते हैं। जहन्नुम से कोई याद नहीं करेगा, फरिश्ते ही याद करेंगे।
Yeah, that's it. That's great. So we reached to the end, and we must give Sanab. Sanab, back to you. So
Javed sir, before we go, I have invitation for everyone.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's the invitation for tomorrow's informal talk show. We have scheduled the date with Miss Elke Kellner from from Austria. So before she was scheduled, but then because of some of the time difficulties, we had to reschedule it. So it's tomorrow, and she has agreed to be with us at this today's time itself. So 5 p.m. Pakistani time.
That is also 5 p.m. Pakistan time.
Yes, sir.
Meena,
Okay.
I thought you are.
That's
Yeah.
great.
I
Sorry.
thought you are inviting us.
Yeah,
I
of course.
thought
I'm inviting you all.
Yeah.
So I will not send the invitation in your inbox because Meena is inviting you. So
So everyone is invited from this, talk program itself. That tomorrow we will have Miss Elke Kellner, and well, she is the director of ICOM Austria, and she will be, sharing with us a lot about Austria as well as the ICOM Austria and what are the works which are being, done by the ICOM Austria too. So it's gonna be very interesting. Right. Thank you so much, Javed.
she is also keynote speaker and what you can say, keynote speaker and
team leader.
Of course, a keynote speaker, I think. So session leader. Session leader. She is session leader of session 04, group 606. So but I don't know, Reena, if you can spare some time to become a speaker of one of our program. Are you there, Reena?
I'm there.
Yeah, if you spare, we have a last group 08. That is Latin America. So we are in Latin. So we had 8 groups. So with 7 groups are almost finalized. So see, 6 is going on, that will end in March. So on April, there will be 7 group will exercise the practices. And then become in May, there is a group 08 from Latin America. So we have Costa Rica in our list. We have the Paraguay in our list, and we have what you call this something like that. I just forget. Ecuador in our list. So see, so we have the 3 confirmed sessions. Then 4th session is a Brazil session. So maybe that will also finalize soon. So 3 sessions are almost confirmed, and what we do with half speakers, we say the country, say Costa Rica. We ask Costa Rica that, okay, 4 speakers you manage from Costa Rica, right? Or then 4 speakers we keep with us as a foreign interaction. So all speakers belongs to different countries. For all 4 speakers belongs to different. So if you would like to be a speaker, then I can send you the invitation.
I'll maybe speak with you about this later after seeing the calendar and everything.
Yeah, sure. Not, I'm not just asking that.
Because right now the thing is that after this last wave, suddenly everything is opening now, and a lot of pressure is there on that. Next 3 months have to be full of, but I'll just see the calendar and then I'll talk to you.
Yeah, definitely. Because it's you see this is Basant is starting now. You see, so lot of activities. These February and March and April, these 3 months are the coolest months almost in our South Asia. So we do a lot of activities people do in this 3 months.
Yeah.
So I will, what I will do, I will write you in the inbox and tell you a little bit story so you can see that, and then at the appropriate time you can respond to us. Okay. So yeah, over to Sana.
Yes. Thank you, Javed sir. Also want to inform you that there are 2 events coming in March. One is LLF and Fairs Festival. Both events are planned for March. One is in the beginning of the month, and the second is LLF is planned for, I guess, in the 3rd week of March. So there are such activities happening, and they're quite interesting. You must have heard about LLF, Reena.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, let's see and hope that we can interact soon again.
Yeah.
And thank you very much, Ms. Reena, for enlightening and inspiring us with your experiences. Your energetic way of communication made this session more lively, I must say. And it was wonderful to have this conversation with you. And I really look forward to our next interaction soon. Wishing you all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Bye-bye, Reena. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming. And thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.